Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of YBMcast, powered by Game 7 Baseball, game7baseball.com. Today, we have a player spotlight, and joining us on our Prime Sports Midwest call link, all the way from way over on the Kansas City side of the state, Mr. Chase Porter from Kearney High School. Chase, thanks for taking the time, buddy.
Thank you for having me. It's a good honor.
Absolutely, man. I saw you play some ball in the state championships last year. You guys made a heck of a good run. Came up just a bit short. But I see you're, according to all the scouting and recruiting places, you're one of the top players in the state. And we want to just chat with you a little bit and kind of talk a little bit about your journey. You know, you're a senior this year, correct?
Yep. Yes, sir.
And I always think it's an interesting thing, you know, from where you started playing, youth baseball. So I always kind of start there. Well, to me, you're still playing youth baseball because,
right. Yeah.
You're still a youth, man.
Yeah. Still having fun.
There you go. Elementary school, middle school. Where did you start, and how old were you when you started playing ball?
Yeah. So the first time I started playing baseball was I was 6 years old. My dad signed me up for coach pitch. He was a basketball guy, so basketball was actually the first sport I played. He always thought I was going to be a basketball player just like him, but that didn't work out, obviously. But I started playing when I was 6, just coach pitch, and then when I was 9, I went to a Kearney team. It was me and about 9 other guys from Kearney or something, and we played all the way until we were about 12, 13, and then we started splitting up, moving around. But that was the first memories I have of baseball, is playing with those guys, and a lot of those guys I'm still great friends with, and I'm still playing with right now in high school ball, and it's so fun to just talk and reflect on all those memories we had when we were 9 to 13.
What was the name of the team?
KC Force. I don't know why. I don't know where the name came from. That was just the name of it.
Hey, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say we were pretty good. We were one of the better teams around, I'd say. So we won a lot of games.
Did you guys play league, or did you play just mostly travel ball, or
we just did USSSA tournaments. We did do a league a little bit. It was Tuesday nights we'd play a team or something, but it was mostly just tournament ball. Yeah, it was just, I think USSSA, I think is what it's called.
Oh yeah, over in Kansas City, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if St. Louis had that or not, but Kansas City does it, and we played a lot of tournaments in their organization. So,
did you I shouldn't say did you, but who were your coaches? Was it your dad, or did you have other guys coaching?
It was not my dad. My dad, he played baseball for a little bit growing up, but like I said, he was basketball and track. He played both those in college, but the two coaches were actually my two best friends' dads. The head coach was named Chris Hodge. He's actually from St. Louis. And then the assistant coach was Dan Helberg, Jack and Eli's dad.
Yeah.
So I think you guys talked at state, but they were both really good coaches. Chris was a great head coach, really nice guy. He knew a little bit about baseball too. It was really fun playing for him. I had a great time every year with him. And Dan helped me develop in the outfield, because Dan played outfield in college. So he kind of taught me the basics of outfield, and he helped me so much. I mean, I love Dan. It's easy to joke around with Dan, have fun with Dan. He always likes to joke that I say my two favorite outfield coaches are him and Paulo Orlando. And so he always jokes around that he's up on the tier of Paulo Orlando as outfield. So it's always fun to talk about that with him. He still helps me with outfield to this day. He'll be like, hey, you need to open up more. You need to break a different way. You need to get in front of that ball more, get around it more. I mean, he's still coaching me to this day. I wouldn't be here.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be here where I am without those two. I mean, they've had a huge impact on my life, and I'm grateful for both of them.
That's amazing. And I love that part of it. That's always, when you have those guys that can still mentor you, help you, even into high school. That's exciting stuff. When you talk about the youth or the elementary, middle school, the development was evidently there. How much did that help you? When you went into, you play 14U, that's kind of that first step, the first time you're doing 60,
Right.
90. Um, when you went into your freshman year, do you think you were really prepared for high school baseball?
So when I was 14, I started going to BC for hitting with Jeremy Jones, and that's really when I took the next step. They helped me prepare the right way for high school ball, and I didn't have much confidence in myself. I always thought I was like not that good, and just I don't know. Jeremy made me have a lot of confidence in myself and realize that what my potential was, and he helped me get ready as a hitter for high school ball. I remember going in my freshman year, or then like I had a rocky start to high school ball. I was like two for my first like 14 or so, I don't know, something like that. And Jeremy just said, you don't realize how good you are, and you need to start having the confidence and knowing how good you are, and that really helped turn things around. And ever since then, I've just been taking off. I feel like it's just they've given me so much confidence. BC has, and have helped me get to my potential that I know I can reach, and I still have more potential I can reach.
Confidence is a big part of it, isn't it, buddy?
Yep,
Especially,
absolutely.
especially when you play in a game that is built around failure.
Right.
It's tough. When
Yeah,
you
it's really tough.
when you're playing, let me ask you this, because coming back to that point, when you're playing, elementary school, that 9, 10, 11, 12, did you think about, this type of scenario, college, playing college ball, or were you just playing ball?
Yeah, so I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. I always like was admiring and playing college basketball. That was my first love. Basketball was my first love because my dad played it. We watched basketball all the time together. That's all we watched in the house. And then baseball kept growing on me as we kept getting older. And when I was 12, I had a really really good year, and I'm like, wow, like I love the sport of baseball. And also the Royals, like in third and fourth grade, were winning the World Series, so that helped me fall in love with baseball even more. Just watching that team and how they played, they had a bunch of gritty, hard nosed guys that wouldn't ooh and all you, but they played the game the right way and inspired a lot of us Kansas City kids to fall in love with baseball. I think these 2024, 2025 classes, and even the 2023 classes have been really high talent. Like there's so much talent, and I think the Royals have had a huge part of that because they inspired all of us when we were younger, for sure.
Yeah. That was a heck of a baseball team, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'd still watch highlights of them, just reminiscing on the World Series. But I mean, they're really good last year, and I think they got a chance to be good this year too. I'm hoping, and praying
Yeah,
they're going to be good.
yeah, they got back to the playoffs. I was rooting for them against the evil Empire.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. I think all of America was, if we're being honest. I had Cardinals fans at school be like, "Yeah, I'm rooting for the Royals," and I'm like, "That's not normal. You're not supposed to do that." But I guess that's how much the Yankees are hated. I actually don't
Yeah,
mind the Yankees personally. I like Aaron Judge, but I know just the Yankees history. It's hard not to hate them.
I don't disrespect the player, but I am a fervent. There's three teams in professional sports that I don't care who's playing them. Okay, four.
You
Um,
just despise those four.
man, it's just not in me. One is the Boston Celtics. Can't root for them ever. But Jason Tatum, kid from St. Louis, got to respect the player.
Right.
Um, and the New York Yankees, yeah, yeah, no, no, just never. And then two in football, the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Just never.
Hmm.
Yeah. You have to understand I'm originally from the West Coast. So
Okay.
grew up a Dodgers, Lakers, and Rams fan, and so that those were
Oh,
just
gotcha.
yep, yep. It's the
Yeah,
way it
those
is,
are.
right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm like the Chiefs. Can't root for the Bengals or the Bills or any team from Buffalo or Cincinnati. It's hard to root. Um, Trying to think. Royals, White Sox. Hate the White Sox with a passion. That made my year to see that the Royals made the playoffs and the White Sox didn't even have 50 wins last year. But
See, it's just stuff you grow up with, right?
yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and as
Exactly.
the Chiefs have got, it used to be the Patriots, but now the Patriots aren't that good. So that's how, like, the first playoff game or AFC Championship with Mahomes, I was like so mad that we lost on D Ford being offsides by about 2 inches. Was like made me so mad. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We were that close, and then I mean, Mahomes got his eventually. So now we're the hated team in America, which is understandable. But
It kind of happens with winning, right? There you go.
yeah, it does.
You got into high school baseball. You talked about building champion. Your freshman year, what was your expectations going into high school baseball?
Well, I had for myself, I like to have high expectations because I like to set the limit as high as I can set it, I guess. So I was my goal was to at least make varsity, or at least play a little bit of varsity. So I went through tryouts. They said I had to fight for a spot. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go win that spot. I'm gonna do everything I can to win that spot. Like I said, first few games were a little shaky, but finally I had one good game. I, they were like, all right, we're gonna play you a couple more games, and eventually, like for after like the 10th game of the year or something, I finally just took off and played confidently, played freely, and I had a really great year. I ended up being first team All State that year, which I was not expecting at all. I was just hoping I'd make all conference or something, and then to see that, I was like, wow, like I didn't was not expecting that. It was a great accomplishment for me, and it just made me even more motivated to keep working and try and see how far I could go with the game of baseball. That,
Now, you're Kearney High School. I should have maybe, I don't know if I said that at the beginning. Kearney High School, the Bulldogs, you guys
yeah,
got a little bit of history. I mean, in 1998, the Bulldogs won the Class 3A
state
state
title that year.
championships. So you're very aware of that. Um, Talk to us a little bit about, overall, the school has a lot of championships. There's a lot of tradition, evidently, with this school, but not
Yeah.
necessarily, it doesn't look, I don't know baseball wise. You've had the one championship. Do you think about legacy and that stuff, making sure that the next group, uh, you know, continues to grow and the school stays on that level of tradition?
Yeah, I certainly do. I mean, I want to do whatever I can to leave an impact on the younger generation. So if there's a younger kid that recognizes me and comes up and talks to me, I'm not going to blow it away and be mean. I'm going to talk to the kid and hopefully I make his day or just inspire him to keep working hard and keep playing baseball. Yeah, Kearney has a great tradition of winning. And we brought in a new football coach 3 years ago who has now brought that back because there were a couple of years where we can win anything, any sport. But the last 3 years, Kearney's done a lot of winning, a lot of state titles, a lot of district championships. It's been honestly the greatest 3 years of my life, and I've had so much fun. And I'm ready for one last ride with, I guess, my best friends growing up, and I think we can make another run like we did last year. I think it'll be a special team.
You guys have 23. You won the district championship in 24. You guys got to the state championships and finished third. Um, you've got 3 seasons of 20 plus wins. Last year, though, you guys you put up 30 wins. You played a lot of
Yeah, we
baseball.
did.
Um, Talk to us about that group, this group here, and just the consistency you guys have put together. What has been the catalyst for that?
I think the biggest thing is that we push each other every day. I mean, I know me, Eli Hoberg, Garrett Hodge, a couple of our players, we're always trying to push each other, make each other better. We're always trying to beat each other in a certain lift or like, hey, who can Bulgarian split squat? Something random. Like it doesn't even have to be like a primary lift. There's something random. We're trying to push each other. Like, Garrett will move a weight super fast. So I'm like, oh, okay, I got to try and match that. I don't always match it because he's stronger than me. But, we're just trying to push each other, make each other better. That's really what it's been the last 3 years is like we've had great leadership from the players the last 3 years, I'd say, which has helped a lot. Players that want to win, players that care to win, players that care about each other. And we've also had a lot of talent, which helps, but that's we don't boast about it. We work hard. We know we can keep improving. And especially last year, we knew 13 seniors is a lot. Like that was like almost 2/3 of our roster. And we realized we had something special even before the first game. And we knew we could put out a great run. And we thought we could, make it all the way, but came up just short. But I don't know if there's going to be a season ever that tops that. I mean, those guys are like all 13 are older brothers to me. I'm an only child, so I don't have any siblings, and I have great relationships with all 13 of them. And you know, we played a lot of great baseball, and 30 wins shows that. I think the program record was 25 before that, so to be the first program ever to have 30 wins means a lot to me, especially with those guys.
That's awesome. So talk to us about, you know, you're coming into this junior last year, all that senior leadership. How are you taking a leadership role, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so um, I try to lead by example. I think I can be a little too vocal sometimes, so I'm trying to dial that down a little bit and kind of show like instead of talking, showing what you're supposed to do and trying to do everything right as much as I can. We got a lot of obviously losing 13 seniors. We're gonna need some guys to step up and fill positions, and we have those guys that are capable of doing that. So I'm trying to help them like be prepared for that, and because I was once in that situation too, where we were super young and they need someone to fill in. So I'm just trying to get those younger guys ready to fill in a certain position. We have a lot of talent, a lot of young talent, and I certainly believe that they're going to be ready and they're going to make a big impact right away in whatever position they may be in.
How do your relationship, your head coach, and how has that developed over, the 4 years? Because I'm sure the culture at the school, what you guys have done over those 4 years, how has that relationship been built over the last 4 years?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a long story because I knew Coach Shane Rimley. Coach Rimley's our coach. I knew him like when I was born. Like my dad and his dad were great friends. They refereed together all the time, and so my dad's known him since he was born, and Coach Rimley's known me since I was born. So we actually talked a lot before I even got to high school. But yeah, our relationship has gotten a lot more. I'd say a lot more closer over the last 4 years. He's a great guy to talk to, and he's a really nice guy. And sometimes I'll just go to his room just to talk about life, talk about baseball. If I have a question for him, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
I just like talking to him. He's a great guy to talk to. I've built a really good relationship with him, and I know I can count on him for anything I need.
You got a good squad. Now you still play with Building Champions in the summer?
Yeah, I played with BC last summer. Yeah, this summer I'll be doing Van Johnson. I don't know with who yet though.
Okay. Talk to us a little bit about, the difference for you, what you see from playing high school baseball to summer baseball.
Yeah, playing high school baseball is. I mean, I think for me, I'm a lot more like loose. Like I'm with my best friends. Like I can just relax, have fun, but also like I want to win a state championship as much as anyone does. So it's all business. So like we're not gonna jack around and goof off. Like if I'm gonna put in work and do my best to keep improving. But you know, I'd say high school is like it's like there's so many different like players. I don't know. It's hard to describe because there's like the talent level. Sometimes you'll face someone throwing 90, and then you'll face next game you'll see someone throwing 65. So it's really like how you can adapt. You're not gonna get like high school is all about adaptability for me. Like because it's gonna be super cold first of the year, and then it's gonna be super windy, and you just got to be able to adapt in high school. To where summer ball, it's like it's a lot more structured, which I like about BC is that they do a great job structuring stuff, practices, hitting sessions, all that. My coach this summer was great. It was Coach Rick Sabbath of St. Thomas Aquinas. He taught me a lot and prepared me for this upcoming year and life ahead. But it's a lot more structured and like the talent, every game we were seeing someone throwing at least 80, 85, like someone decent. Um, it was really fun to go around playing a lot of top talent around the country. And I did it with some of the best players in the country as well. Our roster was really, really good. And I, it was a lot of fun this summer.
Well, Chase, you're committed to Louisville, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're, just it. And these are some of the only things I have to go on. I've seen little of you as far as a player other than the state championships and watched you guys play and watched you play there. And it was fun watching, so what I have to go off of is just stuff this way. And your numbers are crazy. You're ranked eighth in the state by prep baseball, two in your position. You're in the top three, right close to top 300 in the national rankings. Dude, you ran a 6.43.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
That's elite speed. And you played in the future games. Talk to us a little bit about that experience and what was that like?
Oh man, and when I first got to the field and saw how many coaches there were, I was like gonna crap my pants. It was like insane. I didn't know there were that many college coaches like in existence. Like, I saw a Tennessee coach walking this way, and then I think I saw like an A&M coach walking the other way, or something like that. I don't know, but I'm like, I didn't know this many coaches would come watch a bunch of 16-year-olds play baseball. But I knew that, well, I was 15 actually. It was a 16U event, but I was 15 when I did it. I was a year younger. But I knew just stay within myself. Um, everything was going to work out. That's what I tell myself. Everything's going to work out. So if I do well, it's meant to be. If not, I guess it's not meant to be. But I ended up doing really well at the showcase. Had a couple good at bats and got some coaches' attentions, and it was really nice. I was like super happy, and I was like, wow, like I guess I am good enough to achieve my dream, which is playing Division I baseball. And I was just super honored and excited that I had the opportunity I had. And I will never forget the future games, and I really appreciate um, Mr. Kevin Mulder and Mr. Andy Urban for inviting me down. And that was maybe the greatest baseball experience I've ever had, other than going to state with my best friends. But like, it was just unreal. If you get invited, you better do it, or you're missing out. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I'll tell you what, not to mention Division One, but Power Four conference, at Louisville. And as far as that is concerned, talk to us about the recruiting process. What was that like for you? I mean, you go to the future games. I'm sure you got started again. What was that process like for you?
Yeah, it was a really stressful process. Basically got. I'll put it this way. I'll put it a little, I guess, lightly. Basically, got a bunch of car salesmen trying to bid on you, and you got to figure out which one is not trying to scam you and which one is giving you the best deal. So as soon as I went down and ran the fastest 60, so I had a few schools at the time calling me. Louisville was the first to call me. Then there was like a couple other Power Four schools, and Louisville, they recruited me hard. They said that I was their preferred center fielder, and they weren't going to stop until I got on campus. Pretty much, I waited it out as long as I could, just trying to give myself as many opportunities as I could. I always liked Louisville. I knew like that year they'd made the super regional, so that already caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some research, found out they had the second most draft picks since 2014 and the second most MLB debuts since 2014 as well. So I was like, okay, they can develop players. That's what I'm all about. I don't really care about the NIL stuff. I just want to go somewhere where I can develop as a player and develop as a man. That's the two big things for me. And I felt like Louisville was definitely the best fit for me as far as that goes. They developed a ton of great players, ton of great men, and I just knew it was the perfect fit for me. I love the campus, love the environment. Um, basketball team is the basketball environment is crazy. I went to a
Mm-hmm.
basketball game, and it was legit. I mean, they've been a powerhouse for forever. They were really bad last year, but now they're really good again. After I went to that this year, I'm like, yep, this is definitely home for sure. Just the cherry on top.
Did do you now academically? What is the thought process for yourself when you think about the academic side of Louisville?
So I want to go into business. My dad's a really successful businessman, so I kind of just wanted to follow his footsteps, and they have a great business program. So I'm like, this will work out perfectly. And they are very, very passionate about business down there, so that just added even more of an interest to Louisville because of how successful their business program is.
Very good.
But there's also like other things too, like I like coaching a lot. I like helping younger people. So whether that's like as a hitting or fielding or even like in the gym sometimes too. Like I'll look into coaching, but I think my future will be in business, some sort of business for sure.
Very good. Very good. You know, when you get done with all this, it's your senior year. You want to make a push. I know, the goals are a state championship. What will the things you look back on and miss the most about high school baseball?
Definitely all the relationships I have over the last 4 years, especially last year. Like that, like when we lost, that was the saddest I'd ever been. I think I cherish those memories and relationships with those guys so much. Because I played with them for this is my 3 years. I played them for 3 years, and I got to know them very, very well. And like I said, they're like my older brothers. Jack Helberg, Manny Linthicum, Carson Shear. They're all not only were they all great baseball players, but they were all great people too. And they really helped me get to where I am today, just by being there for me, having my back, supporting me throughout the journey. And then like my current friends now, I've already mentioned a couple, but I've gotten really close with them, and we've built a great relationship through the game of baseball. That's how it started, and we just continued to build on it. So I'll just really miss the memories with them and the relationships I have with my friends. That's the big thing. Obviously, I'll miss high school baseball too, but high school baseball, it's a lot easier to get like connect with a team because you practice every day, you travel wherever you go, and I just have a lot of special relationships with very great people because of high school baseball.
Love it. Love that. Chase, it was I really enjoyed this conversation, getting to know you a little bit here, and I appreciate you taking the time and chatting with us, man. I really do.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'll be rooting for you, man. I think it was enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Think you got a lot of
Thank you.
success ahead of you, young man.
Thank you. We gotta get you a Bulldogs hat too. I see all these hats. We need to get you a Kansas City hat.
There you
I'll
go.
see what I can do.
Hey, that would be cool. We're doing all the high school stuff here. I do have a Mac and Sights hat up there, but see, that doesn't work for me
Really?
either, does
That's interesting. No, that's definitely not. Jeremy, if you're watching them, you can hook him up.
it? We'd love to get over there. We did. The reason I got a Mac and Sights hat is we did a winter workout tour stop at Mac and Sights a couple years ago. And then we were over. You might have been at this event. It was not last year, but the year before when the Chiefs actually won the Super Bowl. That Sunday, we were at the prep baseball event with Mr. Andy Urban talking to folks. I'm not so sure you weren't there.
I don't think I was, because other than the one I did this year, I hadn't done a showcase since. Well, actually, I did one last summer. I did the Building Champion Scout Day, but until that, I hadn't done one in almost 2 years.
There you go. So you probably weren't there.
Yeah.
So we've been over in the Kansas City area a few times. We're trying to get more over there and talk to folks and have some fun with that. And so hopefully maybe next winter we can get over and love to go over and talk to the Building Champions guys and see what their program's about. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be good for sure.
Hopefully maybe we'll see you again at the Final Four, huh?
Yeah, that's the goal. And that is the goal for sure. Hopefully we see you there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Folks, this is Chase Porter, Kearney High School. He's one to watch, Louisville commit. We appreciate you taking the time to watch the show. If you liked this episode, please hit the like button down there. Helps our algorithm too. We appreciate that. And share it out with your friends. Also, if you want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the dinger next to it. It's not a home run, but it is notifications for upcoming episodes just like this with great young men just like Chase Porter. We appreciate it very much. Chase, have a good day, buddy. And all you pitchers, keep throwing strikes. Hitters, you got some advice for hitters, Chase?
Stay short, up the middle, simple. Be simple. Don't make hitting hard. Hitting is already super hard. Keep it as easy as possible.
That's good coaching right there, bro. I like that. Have a great day in the Lord, folks. We'll see y'all next time.